What do you think overall was the hardest part of your relationship?
The divorce. It was the hardest, time of my life, at least. It was just a dark, dark time.
So first off, can you just say your name and how old you are?
Jimmy Chai, 40 years old.
Talitha Chai, 41. Oh my God.
Good.
Don't believe him. We were in college, working for the college newspaper, and he came running in, and he had long hair at the time. He looked like an Asian Jesus. I don't know, there was just something about him that I liked, and I hadn't even really heard him talk much, just something about his presence. I thought up something to ask him, and we just started talking from there.
She borrowed money from me. There was a time when, at night, where we were just bored and just laying out the paper, and so there was a calendar of quotes on the table, and you would say these inspirational things, and so I would tell her, hey, as a joke, anytime someone walks through the door, I'm just gonna sneak in a quote to the person and just see if they catch it, and she would die laughing. Anybody that laughs at my jokes, I think I just fall in love with. So that's when I knew. So many.
So many what?
You could hear. Actually, I don't know if she wants me to tell her this story, but I'm going to say it anyway. Can you hear me? No.
Oh.
One time she was driving home and she had to go to the bathroom. She had to go pee. And so instead of pulling over because she was rushing home, and I don't remember why she was rushing home, but she had a coffee cup in her thing, and so she peed in the coffee cup. She's gonna hate me for this, by the way. I know she's gonna hate me, but it's okay. Yeah.
We just, without saying anything, know what the other person, where they're gonna go and what they're gonna say, or almost like finishing each other's sentences or something.
She's a very, probably the most pure-hearted person I know. We have two beautiful daughters right now, and I wouldn't want anybody else to be the mother of my children. Looking back, it's you forget the little moments, I was telling him the story about how we used to have the calendar, remember? And I read off the quotes when people would walk in and you'd be dying laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. Things that other people would think would just be so wrong.
Yeah.
With us, as we're like, no, that's...
Yeah, that's how
that's
we,
us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted you to be the mother of my children because of who you are. I knew you'd be an amazing mother. It was just a hands down, Talitha's gonna be an amazing mom, and I wanted this woman to be the mother of my children.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that weird? It wasn't what I would call a typical dating courtship where it leads up to a proposal. It was very up and down. It was an emotional roller coaster.
Well, we were still just so disconnected at the time, and so our communication really wasn't there. I don't know, we just sort of let it pass by. That couple unit just seems like two other people,
Yeah.
right?
I gotta say, the one thing that we found common ground in always was Seinfeld. This is when Seinfeld was huge, and the one thing that would always bring us back together was
Dating us.
Yeah. It's like Seinfeld, okay?
Oh.
We're fighting, let's watch Seinfeld.
90s.
All is good with the world.
I was on the living room floor and I was playing with our two children. It was just late at night, and I remember realizing all of a sudden that I was very lonely and that I felt like a single mom.
And how did the kids factor in during that breakup?
They were 3 and 5. They wouldn't remember a whole lot. I just knew that the healthier route would be to do this now. And we're people that would not want to live our life like that. It was a lot of this is how you're supposed to be. Like, why won't you be like this?
Was there any part of you that wanted to make it work?
No.
To be honest with you, looking back, it was just more of a frustration from my side, and I blamed her for a lot of stuff, so I played a lot of victim, and I felt very stifled, but looking back, it was more me than it was her. I knew we shouldn't have been married to begin with, so it wasn't like I knew the marriage was over. Like, we fought on our wedding day the whole time. It was crazy. We were so attached to the way it looked like, and on top of that, I had pressure from my family. It wasn't fair to her, and like, she had no shot, to be honest with you, with me. Now looking back, oh my gosh, I self-sabotaged the whole way.
Most of my life, it was just easier to just keep everything inside, deal with it myself, and just react to things. And so I regret not telling you in a really productive way what I needed most.
Which was what?
A partnership. To walk next to each other. It was just awkwardville for a very long time. Eventually, just the friendship started to come back. We talk about the same things. We find the same things interesting. He is one of the longest relationships that I've had in my life, that we've had in our lives, besides our parents and our siblings. We just want to be the best people we could possibly be. Our marriage was filled with just holding our faults to each other and, holding what was right or wrong about each other against each other. And now we're really obsessed with that there is no right and there is no wrong. And we're really obsessed with not giving up. We're really obsessed with that this is a process.
I mean, to be honest with you, if you look at our relationship now, people would think we're married because we get along so well. And I don't know too many couples that get along like us, whether you're married or not married. It's difficult for my relationships that I have now with girlfriends because they don't understand this.
How do you try to explain?
I can't. And so that's why that's why I'm single.
That I value this relationship that has been such a big part of who I am. Because we have children, I know that we're going to have a relationship for a really long time. And I guess just sometimes I imagine the end of my life being able to look at you and without saying a word, know that we shared a pretty amazing journey.
I wish I was kinder to you. I wish I was more understanding. I wish I was more authentic. I wish I was there more. You have no idea.
What I regretted the most was not being open enough and really telling you what was on my mind.
For me, it was, I wish I were kinder to you. Honest, authentic, loving, and another thing that I didn't say was like committed. I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out in a lot of ways, and it wasn't fair to you.
Yeah, we see the world the same way. We just don't live in the world the same way.
We haven't talked about us as a unit in a very long time. It's always about the kids, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. To us, this is really the only unit that we know. I talked a little bit about just how friendship was always just an underlying thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we were always really good friends to each other.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hey.
Yeah.